This one is a 4 versus 4, and it is going to go down on the map we've seen before because these maps are in the ladder rotation, so no surprises there. But it is going to go down, and it is going to say hello to diversity. Once it loads in, hello diversity. Alright, as mentioned, the ladder, so the teams are random-ish, and the players try to be balanced. We have 943 versus 923 total rankings, 98% game balance. It's pretty darn good. You know, we have team 1 on the left hand side here, team 2 on the right hand side. Let's go introduce the players, see how they're going to fare. Down the bottom, first up for team number 1 on the beach, it is no red for you. And I find that amusing. He says no red for you when we have somebody who's red on another team. We'll get to him a bit later. But he's Seraphim, he's orange, and he's opening his first land factory. Beside him in grey, it is Brent, 01. Brent is Aeon. Brent has land and is opening up with some mass extractors. Up here from Brent, it is Strife. All I can think of when I hear the word Strife is the protagonist of Final Fantasy VII Cloud Strife. Don't ask me why, I've been watching a lot of Team 4 Star lately. Anyway, he is UBF, he is blue, and he's got his factory down, popping off some power because he's going to need it. Up from home for team number 1, it is iFace. Obviously, he's an Apple fanboy to call himself an I anything, you know, but he is Lambda, he is Aeon, he's got his factory down, mass, PGNs all the way up, no Hydro for him, and that wraps up for team number 1. We have all the races except Cybran. Team number 2, let's say good day. First up on the beach, it is Vaporeon Kun. Obviously a Pokemon fan, also a bit of a weeb, but anyway, they are Seraphim, they are white. They've got their factory down and engineers out for expansion. Beside him, we have Desich. Anyway, Desich is Cybran, Desich is yellow. Got his factory, got his pigeons and engineers away. And he's getting some extra pigeons as required with no Hydro. Beside Desich, it is Aurelio, and there's the red player that we mentioned. So no red for you. Well, guess what? He's red. Suck it. Anyway, he is Seraphim, and he's got his factory down, his pigeons up. And finally, for team number 2, down in the bottom slot, it is Permutation. Permutation is pale pink, and he is Cybran, and he is just started on his air factory after building a few pigeons. Anyhow, so as teams as we go, for diversity, it is a bit of points at the top and bottom, so you could go a bit of navy if you want. 13k reclaim, mostly centered around these middle bits here. Got a couple of large bits in the middle that you may not want to let your opponent grab, and we can see that Aurelio is doing exactly that, sending his engineer up that way. It's got some large bits here, got a, I think that was a stealth gen wreck, yes it is, and some clumps over that way. But that's Commander going for all of that, so it's going to be hard to dislodge him. Righty, that's a Snoop. Snooping on out. Going to say good day to things, and some extra units going on there. So there we go. Those are the teams. That's how they're facing off. We have the highest rated player is Permutation on team number 2, and the pink down there, but also the lowest rated player is on the opposite team. It is Brant, who's grey, but just want to say these are ladder rankings, so they may, well, still kind of new, so these rankings may not be necessarily precise, but they are good enough. And Brand, I just realized how far forward that is. He is way on the other side of the map to grab this reclaim here. That is a huge call to go for that. But he's done it, and he is thieving that from his opponent. Up here we see a Mantis has charged up on this way. He's going to have a good old time killing off a couple of scouts, kill off an engineer, and then he's got a Hydra he can tickle his way down. And there's no units, well, there's an Aurora coming, and it should get there in time to stop that. But this here, ballsy, pushing all the way up with his comm. But look, this is an engineer that's built a mass extractor. He is the opponent's side of that mass extractor with his commander. Absolute ballsy. Alright, the mass down here has been picked up though, and there we go, Snuggle to finish off the Hydro. As expected. Man oh man, this is... I'll just grab the reclaim while you're there. I mean, you're standing right beside it, although coming on in is a radio. His comm is having to go at some reclaim, but Look at that, wanders into range of T1 PD, and he can't just take that forever. Oh, this is what is going on. Decides, yeah, nah, I'll move him back. Another T1 PD is going up for Brent, but now he has a second comm coming in the form of permutation, and if Aurelio actually pushes on back, Brent could be in trouble, but the T1 PD will help hold things off for a bit longer. Okay, up the top here, it is Vaporeon pushing on in. He's got some units with this comm. Doesn't want to walk into that though. Once that's finished, T1 PD will be bad news for basically everything there. I am hearing a T1 bomber. There it is. Got yourself 4 kills already. Probably picked up a few engineers. In fact, that looks like exactly what it's done there. And it's circling around for another go, another bomb down here, killing some units off. Why not? But here, Brant is finishing up a second point defense. Not good news if you're Team 2. Although, speaking of Team 2, we have T2 going down for a radio, so he's working on that. Permutation wandered up, slipped it up that nice big rock. Shoulder drone rush? Yeah, I have seen a few people do that just to get reclaim. I've seen some people try it on settings. They will do an instant shoulder drone just so they can send it right to the middle and start reclaiming those wrecks, because at that stage there's not a lot of T1 air. It's a bit of a gamble. If you can get the mass in drone and build your base, it keeps your commander safer, but you will be behind in your builds. Like, you don't even bother with the factory, you just go straight for shoulder drone. I recall, let's have a memory of how much it is. Upgrades, shoulder drone. Yep, so you have enough energy and mass at the start to build that, and like I said, it does put you a wee bit behind, but you can build one straight away. T2 upgrade is not going to be interrupted here. Not enough units to really worry him, and he does have some supporting THAMs of his own. So that will complete, and he's probably going to start some T2 PD. Bren has evacuated, sort of. He's up there just building a mass extractor, because why not? But no red for you, starting T2 up front as well. His commander is on the way. Drone the island. Well, oh, drone the island you talk about on settings. Get a drone out and send it over to the rock island. Can it do that? I don't remember the drone's building capabilities, whether it can actually build factories, or is it just like, you know, mass extractors, PD. Really can't remember what the drone can do. I know it's limited though. Let's just see how does it. Flying T1 engineer. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it can build everything. But yeah, that's an interesting move. I think the drone would take ages to get there, but it could be quite destructive. Yeah, according to what the text said there, it's a flying T1 engineer, so it just takes time to do things. Right, over here we have a bomber coming out to say g'day to things. It's going to say g'day to some units, but it's also going to say g'day to a T1 AA, which is going to do some damage on there. Radio T2 PD is up for a radio, and fuck the ground. Congrats, buddy, you're shooting the ground. This one, however, is a little bit better placed. Looks like it's twitching, so it's got some units just on the edge of its range that it can't quite shoot. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It wants to shoot but can't. That would be a good place for PD. If it was in range of Commander, could start doing things there, so poor unit gets in range of the T1 PD. Not a great time for that, although it was arty, it got a couple of shells off and it's just about dead. Over here, and this actually needs to be a wee bit careful. His commander is caught in the middle, no real supporting units, no upgrade on his commander, and that is 2 groups coming in on his comm. He's in a wee bit of trouble, down 7,000 health, and he's going to need some assistance as soon as humanly possible, and we see that Aurelio is trying to do exactly that. He has got a few supporting units which can buy him a little time, get a little bit of damage done, but he needs help right now. 4,500 health and it is plummeting. It's got T2PD up here, which will be an absolute saving grace if it can support him. Will he get out of this 3,000 health? If he dodges some of that T1 arty fire, he might be okay. Oof, 1,500 health. He's dropping rapidly. I don't think he's going to get out of this. Actually, I take it that a rank and veterancy. Oh my word, I think that literally just saved his life. Rank and veterancy, fuck the ground, says the turret. The rank and veterancy literally just saved Desic's life. Without that, he was 100% a dead man. Oh my word, that was close. Over here we see Vaporeon, unupgraded commander, has pushed right on up. He stepped down a T1 PD. Can these things not see each other? They're just out of range. I mean, like, just. I feel like these 2 point defenses are like those. You know, you see dogs at a gate, and they're just pointing at each other, snarling. This is exactly what they're doing. They're just pointing straight at each other. They know the other ones there, just out of range. Just kind of like snarling at each other. But that is a really ballsy place to go for an upgrade. Especially when there's T2PD. That is not sustainable. He is going to have to cancel that, and he's going to have to move back. There we go, there's cancel, and he's on his way. Down here though, what do we got? Ooh, we have Navy. Ooh. And this is Seraphim Navy too. If no red switches that into T2, he can make cruises with great abandon and cause dramatic issues for his opponents. Navy up here for iFace, and that is Aeon, so T2 isn't as much of a problem, but destroyers will still have a grand old time against all of this because they have a decent range. We go for Vaporeon is having to run. He has absolute Aurora problems. Of course, Aurora is actually out range commanders. And he's down into the red, 2,500. I don't think he's going to get out of this. So having said that, he has walked back into range of T2PD. He's 1,400 health, and finally the Auroras go down. The T2PD has literally saved his ass. So two very, very close to going out commanders there. That was Desic. He was down and well into the red, and so was Vaporeon. Desic the closer because he rank and veterancy is the only thing that kept him alive. Vaporeon is good on back, he'll be okay. T2PD now shooting the ground. Just these shots are... yeah. They do be like that. The ground. Permutation has gun and stealth. Getting some overcharges in there. But he is wandering into range with T1 PD, not shooting it for some reason. You'd think that would be a primary target. There we go. Finally knocks it down. But this is a large force down here from no red that is moving on up. There is T2PD busy shooting the ground. I saw. Yes, there we go. Right there. One bit of ground just on the wrong angle. This needs to refocus a little bit, and it could do so much better. But it's not. And instead the ground is going to have a grand old time. And speaking of the grounds, this is lots of fun for permutations gone. I just love it. Shooting the ground so much. Right, got some T2 units moved on up here, and they're having a tickle down of iFace. iFace is actually down to 3,000 health. These rhinos, there must have been more units with them now, but he's actually looking decidedly unhealthy. Rips back into the yellow, but he's not going to want to think about moving forward anytime soon. We have that shift to T2 Navy yet? No, we don't. His current focus is sitting underwater with a TACCOM. So, tech launches. Oh, he has been busy. He has knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4 extractors, and that was probably the T2 HQ. Because there is a T2 engineer out, and which is going straight for a zapper. Desperately needed at this stage. Oh dear, that's not great for permutation. He has been knocked back to tiny mass income. 9 mass. Oof. Absolute oof. That tech launcher, brutal. And in fact, it is continuing on. There's been another base extractor dead there, and potentially another one about to go. TMD is the name of the game, but it's not going to get up in time. And oh, factory defense. That's a new one. There we go. TMD is now up, so that's going to assist in slowing down, but not stopping these tech missiles. I think the next one is going up here for this extractor. Will it hit the factory? It does get shot at by this TMD, but the factory stops it anyway. Do you want to finish that though? little bit closer to where you need to be. Okay, pushing on up is Permutation. Well, that's basically all he's got. He's got his commander. He does not have any eco. He's going to be slow on the rebuild. Finishes off some TMD there. He's got some tier 1 mass extractors, but heck, just get rebuilding. Get rebuilding, get your upgrades back on going. You can do it. I believe in you. But he's actually wandered up this way and looks like he wants to say hello to Brant in a very close and personal fashion, which is exactly what he's done. He's taken out the shield gem, which is really helpful, and Brant has got problems. He's got Permutation in his face with his comm. He has a large swarm of T1 units surrounding him, and his health is dropping down pretty rapidly. Permutation, will he have enough to survive is the question. He's got 6,000 health at the moment. Brant down to 2,000, and he's getting absolutely focused. So Brant is out. Permutation's going to live. An explosion is going to keep Permutation alive. Kills all the opposing units, and he now has the opportunity to retreat. And Brant is dead, but his eco goes over to his ladder. It does go somewhere, and it has gone to Strife, the highest rated player on team number 1. Maybe that isn't such a good thing. And Permutation now is, well, he's having a go at Strife, although he's got Eunice poking him in the back. Maybe he wants to get that thing to. He switches up and starts killing Eunice as needed, sends in some assistance, but the T2PD is going to shoot him away. 3,000 health left, wants to get out of range of that as soon as commandably possible. As soon as cyberly possible. There we go. But he is moving on. Right, we did see T2 Navy, there we go. And that is a destroyer, I think, coming out from there. That is going to cause issues. Vaporeon. Does he have any idea it's coming? It's a question. The answer is no. These guys not have radar. A single T1 radar there. There's a single T1 radar there. Honestly, it doesn't take that much to upgrade to T2. And the T2 radar doesn't use that much more energy. Look at that. 150 energy used, 180 mass to upgrade. And it would give so much more coverage, and it would pick up with these, and they would know that there is Navy in the water on the way. It is 15 minutes into the game. You'd expect T2 radar. Cast where they use the drone? Well, slapped in the Discord. I'll give it I mean, I have seen it used. I have seen the drone used on set, and so it's not an unknown quantity to me. But I've normally seen it used to grab the mass in the mid, rather than anything else. Right, T2PD has come in range of, well, I don't know what it's shooting at. Mass extractor. Shield is getting very, very gradually tickled down because these guys aren't shooting at the mass extractor, they're shooting at the ground. Tasty, tasty ground. Rough ground. Tasty, screw that. Right. Bit of redirection would cause extra havoc here though. It could kill off the shield gen much, much faster. No T2 shift for... Honestly, I would be doing this. I would be moving that to T2, or I'd be building another one back here and moving this to T2. Those cruisers will just rain havoc down on all of this. You get all the way up into the bay, they could reach a decent distance, maybe even up here. Not entirely certain, but either way they do a huge amount of damage, and still no destroyer out yet. That is a lot of wars in front of Vaporeon, which has served absolutely no purpose, because Triads fire in an arc. Look at that. Shells are just travelling in an arc, and they have gone over the walls. And see you later. Vaporeon says, okay, no. Not impressed by that. He actually wanders his comm up forwards. Needs to be careful. There we go. Units are coming on in, and that is now going to be a problem. T1 PD as well, and Vaporeon needs to fall back, and these turrets, they need to they need to change targets basically. Couple of T1 spam that's coming in, Vaporeon just tanking this at the moment. And if we can get the shield down, we'll have a grand old time. It is just about popped. There we go. And now all this point defense is in danger from everything. The Illusion is dropping up behind as well. They've moved into range of T1 PD. Not good times for them. That is going to shrivel their health down to nothingness and not have a good time any stretch of the imagination. Fall back a wee bit and you'll be happy. Okay, it looks like Permutation has decided to hand everything over to his teammate Aurelio. Just give him a bit of a eco boost while he can. That is another tech missile coming in, but it gets stopped. Single TMD is enough, and this thing does not get through. Okay, maybe is here. T3 mechs. So Vaporeon had been working hard on eco. He got T3 mass extractors, but of course T3 mass does basically nothing. Destroy. Nothing. T3 mixes have no DPS. And what's going on back here? Well, another T3 mix upgrade. Why is he assisting that one while doing this one? Pause that. If you want to finish one at the back of your base, pause the one at the front. Stop wasting mass. Here's Strat. There it is. So Strat Bomber out to 18 under 19 minutes from Strife. Finally, we have T3 air in the game and flies over a bunch of flak. Survives. Has gotten a bunch of kills already, actually. So it's been doing some good work somewhere. Here we go. Power was destroyed on there. Has a turn in the bad spot. Although I think that was a bouncer. Yes, it was. So bouncer takes out the Strat. And that's all she wrote. But that Strat had a lot of kills on its name. We see dead mixes everywhere. We see dead power over here. And that has been a brutalization of Team 2 from a Strat Bomber. The mid little firebase from Strife is no more. T2 or Mobile T380? Mobile T380, there it is. Has turned this into a dead zone. Another Strat on the way. Kushner's was going for this time. Well, we see more. T2 mix on the upgrade. The Strat Bomber says no. Oh my word. 27 kills from that one bomb. That was so many engineers. So many engineers. Just brutality. 27. Awful. Alright, what is going on back here? Well, T3 mess got done. Of course, this one's gone. This one's gone. Yeah, the Strat still floating around. There we go. Gets itself another T2 mix. Now under threat from absolutely nothing. The error supporting it is more than enough to see it off. Inties are in range, but catch it on the turn, but only long enough for that to go. T1 bombers are swooping on in, and they're actually popping down the attack defense. It's just even worse. Now open up attack missiles, except they've got another one here, and that Strat is ready to circle again. Devastating air attacks. Strat's away. We're going to see the end of a T2 mass extractor. Yes, we are. My word, that was upgraded about 70% at times for Aurelio, and this is helping hugely. That fun. Up here we see, well, Yenzins rushing the Exodus, and they've managed to shoo it away, though they have taken a little bit of damage. Lost one there, but that is something they can do. That is T280. Going to need to do something to slow down that kind of action. And I suppose Yenzin's done a bad choice, but there we go. T3 lands. That is a Rika from Desert, and this is now currently standing still, taking Oblivion fire to the face. Not a great plan. Not a great plan at all. 3 damage, 3 kills. Now I'm hearing Ilshivers. There we go. So we're going to push down this way. Point of Peace having fun shooting the ground. This contributes to his death. Nothing to win on that front. Big old push. Lots of units. Still no Navy action from Red. No Red, I should say. He is carrying on. Down this way, point fence down. Units now shifting on in, and these Ilshivers aren't going to last very long at all. This T2 power is going to have a bad time. Of course, any units near the T2 power when it goes will also have a bad time. But I think it should mostly be T1. There we go. Fun times. And not much on the ground to stop this, actually. So these can just keep pushing right on down, and it's going to cause Red a few problems. So he has got some assistance on that trying to pop out there. He's got some T1 PD on. There's still a large number. A Strat comes in from Strife though, and its payload is absolutely going to help. Defending that 49 kills for that guy. Bomb's right place is going to get a bunch more. And in fact we see no Red's comm is dropped on back, and he's going to assist with the killing. Plenty of Veteran C, plenty of health, plenty of regen. Combine that with the bombs overhead and he should be fine. Little Ilshiva having fun. Marks its way on past and is promptly trying to kill a T2 mass extractor. No, it's carrying on because it's getting chased by a bunch of T1. As you do. But the bricks are having fun. They're just walking around doing the best thing. This brick died. That's not a brick. That's not a brick wreck. That must be it there. Certainly stayed in range of this too long. T3 RD now dropping us mobile T3 RD, dropping their shells over. Having a there. And yeah, this push didn't do a lot. Killed off a few mass extractors, some T2 power, another factory down there. But no red is perfectly fine. He's got the secondary base here, given over to him from Strife, who no longer needs it. Okay. Plenty of ASF, a couple of stress coming in, and what are they going for? Are we going to see this T3 HQ eat it? A couple of bombs? No. Still going for eco. T2 mass extractors dying once again. And this is just not great. Not great for that team. Any kind of shield would have kept that alive. Strap bomb is going to survive. Yes, it is. Just getting out of the way a little bit. This one here, healthy as. No dramas for that guy. The strat has died, flies over a bundle of flak, and we'll say see you later to that one. Yay. T1 bombers on the mass. Fired on over. They're going to run into a horde of Sky Slammers. Means they're still going to be able to drop their payload because, of course, Sky Slammers are slow at killing things. You see the projectiles they launch, they pause, then they go fast. So it takes them a while to kill things off. Compare that to other T1 AA, they have more rapid fire and they're decidedly better at doing so. T3 RD is having a field day with all this T1 spam. Just look at those shells dropping over, killing masses of T1. We have 24 kills there, we have 25 kills and 19 kills apiece. So it's like 75 kills. 25 kills on average sort of thing. They're having a whale of a time. Not great for all of this. Let's see that strap bomb, another strap bomb floating around. Absolutely. Lightning tanks, they're just instant hit. They point, they shoot, they damage straight away. They are the best ground T3 unit. T3 anti-air unit, hands down. Oh, so much damage. So much fun. Brutality. And broadsword. Oh, let's see what happens to this broadsword. Flies over the T1 AA. Going to take a very long time to take down. I mean, it's a lot of T1 AA. And it just kind of shrugs it off. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a bunch of AA there. Well, yeah, maybe not with launch around there. This Strad could drop a bomb right here and kill all of this. Be hilarious. You know it's there. We scouted it. We've got radar. Grab this guy, drop a bomb and kill all of this. Please. That'd be great. Here we see, well, that is a Navy Vaporeon, so he wants to get into the Navy game, and he's Seraphim, so if he does, he can pop out cruisers, and they can start destroying all of this on the edge. Maybe a grand old time, though we do have some volcanoes up from my base, so he's concerned about attack missiles, probably because his teammates were using them. T3 RD is still down here having fun. Now we have 37, 35 and 23 kills. No chill or anything in range. Way as they should. Right then, question is what is going on? We see Permutation is just been chilling. He's literally just been standing around. I think he's given up on this game. Did give over everything to his teammate and he just sort of stood out front with his comm. Maybe it's a mobile point defense, but nothing doing there. And oh hello, this is moving towards T2, 99% done, 100%, and here come the cruisers. Out now. Cruisers coming out for no red, and that is going to be devastation for basically all of this. Has got some TMD here, maybe enough, I could not say, but it's going to be dramatic anyway. Another T3 strap bomb, don't know what it went for, but it didn't get whatever it was. Or TMD under a shield, that will hold off a couple of cruisers, but he's planning at least 4 out of that factory. They will be able to overwhelm that amount of TMD quite happily. That would be needing to be solved. So still T3 air for Team 1, and there's a T3 upgrade on the way for Team 2, but keeps on losing his mass extractors, keeping them pegged back as far as anti-air goes. There is a SAM going up here, that'd be great news. See, there is ports out, put T3 engineers out of that factory, getting a SAM down, that will help distract from there. Alright, Broadsword came over here, decided to have a go at some bricks, but ran into a couple of bounces. Bounces do have effect against broadswords, and this is bricks versus T1. Place your bets, my money's on the bricks. 3 bricks, it's a lot of T1, but that is 3 bricks, and of course we have T3 ID launching overhead as well. Landing on down, and that's going to assist in keeping those guys alive. Okay. Fun times. Alright, T2 Navy has completed here for Vaporeon. Is iFace aware of that? Oh, he is. I mean, he's got subs. Right there. At any moment, he could have moved these subs just a little bit closer. He could have pulled that. He could have moved these subs in. He could have moved in this destroyer, but he is focusing on something else, and I wonder what. He's got T3 air, T3 air. Strap bombers, of course. He's got shields going up. Yep, so he is having a grand old time there. Not really focusing on Navy. I think he is missing a trick there. He should be using these to clean it up. Letting that grow is a terrible idea. Alright, more units on the front, and this lot is just getting work done. You've got 3 bricks handy. We, however, have obsidians rolling in. Obsidians, they can tank a bit of damage and they have a good amount of alpha. They are pretty strong, just very short range. So as long as the bricks can kite these, they will be fine. And still no T3 units on the ground. He's building a SMD. I don't think anybody over this side has enough eco for a nuke. Maybe Vaporeon, but he is currently focused on Navy. Yes, he is. He's popped down some torpedo launchers here, probably killed off these subs. Gonna kill that sub as well. Let's see. Definitely no nuke over here. But in fact, he hasn't even finished that T2 Pigeon, and yeah, here we go. Attack missiles are on their way. That shield blinking because of power issues. Right, which is that. Trying to get up the T3 Pigeon because he needs it. So a couple of cruisers in, and so 4 TMD should be able to hold this off. Help with a shield. Another one going up would be good assistance. And of course these are right at the edge of range, so it has been a track of. Let's see what's going on here. The bricks have moved up this way. Now there's 4 bricks and a bunch of rhinos. They run into, like I said, there are obsidians in this mix. They do a good amount of damage with the alpha, but not enough. 1 brick goes down, there's still plenty on the ground able to go. And now iFace is under pressure from the mobile T3 ID income tech missiles. What are they going for? T3 max. They could have gone. Oh dear, that's a good round. Mass SMD before nuke. So he's made the SMD, tried to make the nuke, but the T3 Mobility has said no to his T2 power. It's gone down, and he is trying to shift to T3. I think this could have been a better shout for the attack missiles. Kill off his HQs, strip him back to the T1 land. Does pop out a shocker. Of course, there are a couple of bounces in the mix. They have a bit of time. This brick is not long for this world. We see Percivals saying hello. Percivals are a solid counter to basically anything T3 on the ground. Oh no, these artillery stuck out front. They're going to have a bad time of it. 2 of them get away, but the one with 53 kills dies to a single Percival blast. Good night, Irene. You can hear the tech defense going ham, trying to keep these missiles away, but they do get through. Fields, need more TMD. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4 cruisers. 5th and 6th on the way if the build queue is to be believed out of that. And with that many cruisers, you are going to need a huge amount of attack defense. I mean a huge amount. I mean like you need maybe 2 TMD per cruiser. So 6 cruisers, you're going to want 12 TMD to slow all of that down. Why hasn't he finished off that pigeon? It has been sitting here for so long, so close to being done. Easy. Right up the back here. Permutation is just wanted this commander up. He's just chilling. He's not worried about the game anymore. Okay, up the front we see a massive tech bank from Vaporeon trying to do work there. We have Desich in the region as well, though he's got power problems. Wants to get his T3 Pigeon up. There it is going. In the Navy now, we see Vaporeon is doing good things. He has a destroyer up, and there's actually nothing to slow him down. There is a destroyer just been off the steam line from iFace, but a second destroyer will be done shortly from Vaporeon, and he would need to push though. If that sits still, it's going to get shot at range by the Aeon destroyer, which does outrange it. There we go. Single shot kills all of the engineers and all of the torpedo defense, and just look at that. Not good times. Move. No red for you has built an experimental. Oh my. It's not only does he have a half a dozen cruisers in the bay causing mayhem over this way, he has finished a chicken. This is not good news for team number 2. There is a lot of T1 and a few T2 units in the mix here. They are not enough to stop a chicken. Maybe if they swarmed it and could get past the AoE damaging effects, but otherwise they're going to have a bad time of it. Upgrade to T3 land is on the way. Need that ASAP to try and slow things down. Here's will the chicken push up here, will it push up here? No, that's a solid amount of T2 land around, and we have another experimental. Well, no, we don't have an experimental from Strife, we have a nuke. And he's already got a place planned for it. Maybe? No, I don't see the cool command, so we'll figure that out later. Anyhow, up here we see what happens when you leave your destroyers to be outranged by Aeon destroyers, and sitting still, they die a horrible death. Let's manage to kill the HQ though, so no more T2 Navy for iFace. Get another destroyer out, then move to cruisers. That's exactly what you want to do. And is he tech missiling that destroyer? He is. Cool, why not? There we go, job done. But down here, the chicken is in range. And just look at the obliteration. Left hand Gatling gun kills units one by one at rapid pace. Right hand cannon does this kind of thing with some area effect, and the face ball of doom. Huge AoE on that, huge damage, still moving, but it does great things. Look at that. Look at the 5 units from that one arm shot. All kinds floating in. Doesn't impact on anything. But this is a big old problem for team number 2. Navy's good though, we now have cruisers out. I want to get some more. Why T3? Just more cruisers. Don't, if you're in Aeon, perhaps go T3. Then you could slap out the torrents, and those would be brutal bombardments. But for the moment, just get some more cruisers out, park them up in here, and start killing off. Oh, hello, those tech launchers here have been very busy. They have killed off all of the mass for Strife, so Strife is absolutely sunk. You find, sorry, not Strife, that's iFace, but the nuke is out. But iFace is sunk on an eco game, just like Aurelio was. But here's the nuke. Where are we going? There we go, the bright red symbol. 2 commanders sitting right there. Not moving, well, not moving because there's probably no point. See you later, boys. Trying to escape, far too late. Double kill. Right for the double KO from the single nuke. And this is going to leave everything in the hands of Aurelio and Permutation, but Permutation might actually be not even there. And these units are now supporting the Ethosa. That's going to be a grand old time. It's healthy as Permutation Control K's out because, well, he hasn't been invested in this game at all. He's been doing nothing. He just had his comm standing at the back saying g'day, and I think the Ethosa is going to... Wait, he's built another experimental? a second Yothoter out really quickly, so he's got plenty of eco. Yothoter number 2 is off the rails, and now we see it's barely touched, and it's got 2 ranks of veterancy. This thing is ready to just romp its way through this entire base. Trying to boot your own Yothoter right now with one knocking on your door, that's just simply not going to work. Like, at all. Fields are going to go. That Yothoter's going to die. Commander is running. So Aurelo's trying to stay alive, but honestly, he's got nothing. Monkey's trying to build there, which wouldn't last long against all of this as well. 50 pieces in that mix. And, ooh, that was a good chunk of damage from the Yothoter, which has been put on hold fire for some reason. Maybe he's going to go and try and walk on the commander. Although if he had some storage, he could overcharge and do a huge amount of damage to that. Instead, the Yothoter does step on him. No damage. I don't think it does damage to comms anymore. But, so I'm back to reclaim order is given from the control keys. Yeah. He's going for the lightning storm kill. Zorch, boom. Here we have it, folks. Diversity. Very diverse. But, that nuke. 2 for 1. Lovely.